Greetings, my fellow heretics. It is the Ash Heritor, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. In the previous episode, we began our investigation of the situation. Was that previous episode or the one before? I don't remember. We have begun our investigation of Rykad Minoris. I think that's the name of this planet. Rykad Minor, something like that. And there is a rebellion going on. At first, it seemed like it might just be like a lower class uprising, but then they started spouting some serious heresy. You know, talking about the edge of daybreak and the final dawn and all that type of stuff. So I guess we know what it is. There is one thing that I actually quickly wanted to check, and that is the party's formation. How do you do that? Quickly gonna have a look. F? No. There is loot. Whoa. Okay. Sorry, I was gonna mute the microphone, but I did not catch that in time. That just came out of nowhere. I spent the, couple days at my, grandparents, or grandmother now, place, and, she's got a cat, and I'm deathly allergic to cats, so I spent the, Christmas asphyxiating in the deadly catmosphere up there. It was good fun. Otherwise, it was fun, you know, aside from the asphyxiation. But,
let us not dawdle.
I still have some allergic issues. Oh, look, more cultists. Well, since there's more cultists,
join me in prayer.
I'd rather join you in shooting the shit out of these enemies. Oh yeah, I did equip her with a flamethrower, but what I'm gonna do here is this actually. Can we get the Daka Daka going on over there?
As the Emperor commands.
See how many of these we can take out
I'll
before the battle even begins.
Out of you.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Pretty good for, you know, the battle not even having started yet. Pascal, you can go. Screw it, you don't need cover. Abelard, you don't need cover either. I will hide back here, and Tlas, you can hide behind these benches. Alright, fire-starting cultist is gonna shoot some fire.
I've suffered worse.
Acolyte cultists are gonna run back there and shoot at Pascal. Oh, look, there's more of them. I mean, we should have expected there to be more of them. There's always more when there's cultists involved. Okay, Argenta? I think Argenta's got to advance. She's just gonna run right on up here.
In battle.
Screw it, Furious Recital.
Deeds is worthless.
Get our momentum going and put some shots down range. That should do some work. Yeah, that's those two dead. 3 dead. One took damage. Somehow this guy survived, but that's alright. That was, it's so satisfying. Alright, run and gun.
Commands, I act.
Get into cover right here.
This battlefield in
and then, how about
fury.
we switch weapons? Can we do that? Yeah, oh, wrong one. Flamethrower spray onto these two? Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me.
You, my Emperor!
Oh, he's alive. That is greatly disappointing. Alright, so yeah, I give her a hand flamer, because that's what you do.
Ringing.
With Battle Sisters, you give them hand flamers, and they do the rest.
Follow my lead.
So we're gonna run up here, and you're gonna give this guy a good old chop. Won't actually kill him, which is greatly saddening to me. But it's fine, because we're gonna... Oh, no, we can't. Okay. Alright. I should have sworn enemy to him. God damn it.
I will do my
It's been a while since I played the game. Went on break and all that. And, of course, I'm recording way far in advance still, so... I think by now, the 6th episode should be coming out. The day of recording this, so... Just to give you guys a little bit of indication as to where I am. I'm not going to brace for impact yet, because right now I feel like more of them are going to be shooting at Argenta than Abelard. Because there's a bit of stuff in the way. Nice. Dodged that. Okay, there's another one. Well, he died of old age. Pascal is going to advance. We've got some options here. Machine Spirit Banishment. We could also try and do a Machine Spirit Communion right there. That'll hit 3 enemies and 3 allies. Seems like that's probably as good as we're going to get. Let's drop a Machine Spirit Communion. Why didn't I move into that before doing this? I don't know. Let's not worry too much about it. Got 2 action points left. I feel like I want to close in, so we're going to advance regardless. Joint analysis. Nobody is currently taking any exploits. There's 2 on him. There's 1 on him. 0 there. That is an exploit, right? Yeah, he's got 1 exploit. Received from Pascal. So we could drop more exploits and just do a standard shot on one of these guys. Or I could try and finish this one off. I think I'm just going to finish this one off. So what we're going to do is, indeed, drop some exploits there. And then I'm just going to put a stub carbine round, hopefully, through this guy's skull. Nope. Alright. Well, so much for that, then. Hidira, you can advance. And we gotta buff up our dudes. So, drop a forewarning on Pascal. Give him a little bit of defense. And then, I think I want to do a sensory deprivation on one of these guys. Preferably one of the ones that actually needs to hit things. So, we'll drop it on this acolyte right there. So, he's going to have trouble hitting things. And I'm going to drop...
But of course.
Some more analysis there. I've got 1 point left. I guess we can just shoot pistol. It's 28% chance. It's not a great chance, but if we can just get rid of him right now, that'd be just swell. But apparently that's not going to happen. Forewarning. I have no visibility here. Okay. Cyrene's going to advance. I think she's going to be okay out in the open for now. Abelard gets forewarning. Cassia gets prescience. Psychic rating, or our psychic stuff is going okay right now. And let's actually drop Voice of Command on Argenta. And then we can make sure that we get a crit on an enemy by casting Consign onto this Firestarter cultist. So, okay, things just darkened. A little bit concerning. I think we got some psychic phenomenon already triggering. So should be a little bit more careful. There's 3 there. It would be really great if I could do something very unpleasant.
I have read tomes of military
in that
tactics.
General direction. So, what I could do is drop a lidless stare, which is going to fuck up all 3 of these guys, prevent them from moving. Thing is, I don't need to prevent them from moving. I need them to die. We could prevent these guys from moving. I'm going to actually hit the Firestarter with Held in My Gaze, because that's going to keep him out of the fight, because he's a close range enemy. So, he won't be able to do anything, and I am going to drop
to being ordered around.
This to Argenta here, which is going to allow Argenta to put some more shots down range. Okay. Tricksy business here. We have a 9% chance of accidentally tagging Pascal. I'm going to take that risk.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicated.
Perfect. No friendly fire, I think. Alright. We have momentum. Could drop a Finest Hour, or I could wait until Cyrene drops Finest Hour. What do I want to do? We'll hold off. She can't shoot, but you can do a Voice of Command. Drop a Voice of Command on Abelard. Boy, Abelard will be juiced for his next turn. That one died. Okay, we didn't even need to worry about him. Oh, good. So that just happened. I didn't even see what happened. I don't know if this is a psychic phenomenon that triggered this, or if this is just something that the cultists do. I really don't know. It could be either. It really could be either, lore-wise. Okay. I may go for Firearm Mastery. The problem... No, I'm not going to go for Firearm Mastery. I will use Revel and Slaughter. I got to get onto that more often. Thank you, Martin. I think it was you. Reminding me that I need to use this ability. I need to use a couple of my abilities a little bit more.
Be undone.
Yeah. 100% chance for throwing this Bolter Burst down. Do it. Get some damage in. That was... It leaves something to be desired. And I can't reload. What I will do is dodge, or dash away. We're gonna go there. Oh boy. Ouch. Okay. Abelard, I have need of your services. If you could stand right behind this thing.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Give him Sworn Enemy. You do not like Chaos Spawn. You're our guy to deal with them, to be fair. And give him a nice little chain sword to the ass. Alright, and now what we're gonna do is... Oh, I should have moved a little closer. Brace for Impact is 3-cell radius. Okay, that is gonna hit.
Victory is imminent.
Gonna attack them, too. Awesome. Perfect, perfect. Okay. as soon as Cyrene goes, we're gonna use Finest Hour. Or I might actually try a dismantling strike on this thing. I may do that. Okay. That was risky business. Okay. Heroic Act, Dismantling Strike. We could do that. What I first want to do is drop an Analysis. Okay. Then we can do an Expose Weakness.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
And then he's going to advance up to here, and we are going to use Dismantling Strike. So this is going to immediately inflicts one exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. That attack always hits. Until the end of the combat, that target suffers minus 30% penalty to dodge and minus 30% penalty to armor. That sounds fucking great. Beautiful. That was solid damage, and we still get to make our attack. So you're going to do another attack immediately. Awesome.
Your life is a negligible variable.
Your life is a negligible variable. I need to use that more often. Alright. Lass, you're going to advance. Let's drop a sensory deprivation on the Chaos Spawn. Hopefully this has no adverse consequences. Then you're going to drop an analysis on it.
Was that you? Or
not. Okay. Forewarn Pascal. I think I already forewarned Pascal. Whoops. Yeah, pretty sure I did. Okay, that was risking a little bit of veil degradation there for no particular good reason. And you still have Expose Weakness. Who goes next, though? Cyrene and then the Navigator. And then basically everybody. No, where's the spawn? There's the spawn. Okay. Cyrene and the Navigator can go. Shoot it.
on it.
Good shot, Idira. Good shot. Alright. I'm gonna hold right here. I'm gonna definitely drop a consign on the Chaos Spawn. Guaranteed the next thing's gonna be a crit on it. What was that? Okay. Voice of Command on Abelard? Can't. What about... we can do that. We have him hit that way. That could be good. I'm gonna drop Voice of Command on Pascal. Personally. And what I will do is put Forewarning on Cassia.
I'll make it happen.
You don't have Prescience anymore, do you? So the Prescience got dropped off of her. Interesting. Not sure how that happened.
It's as good as done.
Let's give Abelard the go to do some work here. So he's still got Sworn Enemy? He does. Perfect. Then you're just going to hit and endure. That is a respectable amount of damage. Now endure. Alright. And that will be our turn. More cultists approaching. Throwing some fire here. Good dodge, Abelard.
How dare you!
Alright, Cassia is on fire. She's not... oh, she was on fire. Now she's okay. She got better. We can drop that on Pascal. I don't like that idea. Yeah, I'm going to use Bring It Down on Pascal. So Pascal's going to be able to make a brutal melee attack here. Brutal Strike. We're going to do a sweep. Brutal Strike is going to be the... it's just going to hit one. 100% chance. Yeah, do that. It's just one attack, so we can drop another Analyze on it.
Running binaric override.
Running binaric override. And then give it a bit of a roll. 40 damage. Wow. Solid. Held in my gaze. Are we trying held in my gaze that? Nah, screw it. We gotta get rid of the Chaos Spawn. So close. It's really almost dead. Okay, Void Bite. That didn't do a whole lot. Argenta. Let's see. What could Argenta do? If Argenta pulls up right here in the middle, that would put her into melee combat, but we don't need to do all that much damage onto it. So we can just do this. Kill it with fire.
As the Emperor...
Beautiful. So the Chaos Spawn is dead. That guy is on fire. And now he can run and gun. Which will definitely allow us to pull out the Bolter. We only got 2 shots on the Bolter, which is enough to attempt what I need to attempt. So we're going to run up to right about there. A little bit risky. But theoretically, this should do some work.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I mean, yeah, that did some work. It's not altogether too bad. Good job. Good job. Good job? What? That's what I was gonna say. I don't even know what that means. Abelard. Heal him. Heal him now. And then, nobody else to charge, is there? Okay, should have sworn animate again.
At your beck and call.
It's fine. I think we got this one in the bag. He died from an attack of opportunity. No surprise. Alright, Pascal, if you were to advance, I would like to use a med kit on him, but I don't know if we're going to get the chance to do that. So, step carbine. That should be it. They are dead. Alright. That was a battle. What have we here? Everything going to cargo? Everything looks like it's going to cargo. I could very quickly... Nah, screw it. Everything's going to cargo. I did actually, at the end of the previous episode, equip a couple of things. I moved some equipment around. I don't think any of it was particularly relevant. We have the Helm of Determination, which is an iconoclast helmet. The wearer of this helmet gains 2 times fellowship bonus armor. Helmet also grants a bonus to fellowship equal to 2 times the iconoclast rank. So, this might actually be useful on me because I am a commander. So I think I'm gonna wear it. Looks kind of. Why doesn't it actually look like a Tempestus Scion helmet? It doesn't. I don't know what this is. It does look kind of cool though, and it still looks like it's fitting for a Psyker. But fitting for a rogue trader, that I'm not so sure. Can you wear it? No, you've already got something. We don't have any other iconoclasts. I'm pretty sure he's dogmatic. Alright. Well, we'll loot the rest of the cultists. Get all kinds of things to send to the cargo.
Is there money to be made?
Let us see what I found.
Goods here. And more goods there. Lots of goods. Lots of things to be found. Alright. Well, what is up here? Do we know? Yes, we do. And there's loot over that way. And then there's a way to go down through there. You are a dead person standing in front of a fountain. What does this say? The fountain's merry murmurs seem to mock the surrounding chaos and desolation. Yeah. It's standing firm. What have we here? A mesh vest. Requires heresy. Well, we do have one somewhat heretical follower here who could equip that. That is better than her current gear, so no reason not to. It's got a cool little scarf. Skull helmet still looks a bit weird, but that's okay. I like the
Rise
little,
to the top, or get left in the dust.
The, what was I gonna say? The little bits of, you know, atypical loot that you find in some of these alcoves. So, I'm pretty sure I've been this way. Definitely been this way. So, we can go to the western side. We also need to grab this loot. So, we're gonna quickly come over here, and then we can drop down there, I believe. Or maybe we have to go through the western side in order to reach that. I don't know. We shall see. But needless to say, there is loot here. I'm here now. Why? Ah, we have to go down. I have to shut off the steam? Or we can just
always
descend
keep
the
my
ladder.
options open.
I mean, that makes sense. Okay, I have a feeling I'm gonna get roasted if I'm not careful. Steam's gonna do that, so we're gonna send, what's good, you know, we'll send the tech priest. Tech priest can shut off steam, right? Why do you walk right into it? Okay. Apparently, anyone can do it. So we can get to the lower
Keep
levels.
your wits about you.
Through there. Come all the way across this way. There's another blind madwoman and a trap that we could disarm. There's no other way to get to it. So let's grab this loot first. This seems like it might be an item of some kind, considering how well hidden it is. It's a medkit and some fire grenades. I'll take it. Anything else here?
Is there money to be made?
No. Alright. And we shall head this way. Ascend with Gorb. And we'll deactivate that and put this madwoman out of her misery.
Duty prevails. Let's proceed. I'll do it.
Okay.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Problem
Rise
solved.
to the top. Or get
Nobody
left.
will be chanting heretical nonsense under Argento's watch. Okay, we're gonna head to the west side. Because I don't know what's there. I don't think we've been that way. Considering that is sort of where we started fighting towards, so we shall head to the western side. I think this is the direction we need to go. So, what have we here? This is indeed new territory. Perfect. There's also the matter of the sewers, but I think we're just gonna go this way for now. We can double back to the sewers later. Fight heresy, serve a higher purpose, safeguard
Always
humanity's
keep your eye on
dominion.
the prize.
Another blind, insane people. This looks definitely like a bit more high society, judging by the dress of the people, but, you know, they're no less dead. Some heretics, too. Everything seems to just be completely,
Let us not dawdle.
completely devastated.
I'm still
Wow,
new to
lots
the
of,
art of exploring.
lots of mines, apparently. This place has been trapped to oblivion.
Never doubt me.
Good? Nope, don't do it.
Cast your eye there.
Okay. We have leveled up as well. Awesome.
I better myself through my service. Duty prevails. The Emperor favors me today.
My warp sight reveals something.
Oh, something else? Oh, wow, okay. There's a lot of traps here. So this has got to be something of
Never
import.
doubt me.
No, just random loot and a million traps next to it. What do you have to say? Clearly oblivious to your presence, the soldier mutters incoherently and does not react to anything around him. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Emperor.
I guess we missed one. But seems like we're okay. Traps do inflict injuries upon you, though, so... And there's not much we can do about this, I think.
The Emperor.
Is this an old
sets my
wound?
path.
Broken ribs? Let me check. Should be up here. You had this. Broken ribs, permanent. Yeah, so can only be removed on the void ship. Lots of our troops are a bit damaged, so our strength and toughness are reduced by 20. That's pretty unfortunate. Anyways, let's level up. So, available skills. Ooh, I like that. More skills. Commerce. Yeah, let's take commerce. I mean, we are the rogue trader. I feel like we need commerce. New stats. More fellowship. I mean, out of all of these, I think fellowship is the one I want the most, so we're going to take that. Very nice. So it's just stats. That's fine. What have we here? No, you get a talent, though, so that's interesting. Thick skin. Gains +1 damage reflection. Their parry chances increased by 25% of the warrior's total armor. Your armor is 35%. That's not the biggest. Armor. Though, that will get higher. What about living shield? Right. So if he's surrounded by a bunch of enemies, enemies have a harder time hitting them. He's using them as shields against each other, which is hilarious. But I would like him to have some ability to close faster, like swift movements. Enemies gain no melee superiority, so if he gets flanked, I am assuming that's what that means. So they wouldn't get any flanking bonuses against him. Nimble, +10 to dodge is always good. It will not die. That would increase his wounds by half of his level. That's going to be a decent amount right now, and is only going to get better as time goes on. So that one's just generally going to be pretty good. You could also give him another characteristic training, like toughness. But at this point, no, let's wait till he gets a 5 toughness somewhere else. And I think I'm just going to give him the swift movement. He's got to be able to close the distance faster. You know, he may be old, but, you know, it works out. Well, here's our toughness bonus, so we could actually just... No, I'm going to give him strength right now. Do I want... Yeah, strength will go up to 50. It's going to increase the damage of his attacks. We'll do that. Alright. Class. You have just skills and characteristics. Lovely. So, your skills will be... What lore? Yeah, lore warp would make sense. She doesn't really... Like, the skill that she's really good in is awareness. I don't really have her doing much else for the party. I could give her lore warp, and then I might focus more on lore Xenos as time goes on. So I think I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, willpower. Makes sense. What about the Battle Sister? You're gonna get a talent. Okay. Enough bullets for everyone. Yeah, okay, that's, like if you're targeting... Specifically targeting multiple enemies if you're making multiple attacks, which is fine, but we don't need that at the moment. So, oh god, our strength is really bad right now because of, the situation. Her broken ribs. Cleansing Faith. Melee, flame, and melta attacks against demons and psychers deal... Okay, basically deal extra willpower damage. That could be good. Gains a 4% chance to ignore any enemy attack. Okay, that's very much like the Sisters of Battle ward save, which is kind of cool. What does Alacrity do? Each shot fired by the soldier grants them +1 agility until the end of their next turn. Agility. Like this. That doesn't seem good on most weapons. I reckon that could be pretty decent. If you're firing a weapon with very high rate of fire, and you use multiple abilities that allow you to shoot more times, then it's going to get pretty good. But right now, with a bolter, not great. Point blank, though. No, that's just with area attacks. Trace their trajectory. Yeah, that's that one that will require us to follow, or to really pay attention to who attacks Argenta. But sometimes things happen pretty quick. I don't know if there's going to be, like, an actual, like, visual indicator for it. Which would be cool, but... You know what? I'm giving a rapid reload. Screw it. I run into problems all the time of like, fuck, I need to reload her. So I'm just going to do that, and we'll call that good. What do I want to give her? Toughness would be good. Willpower would be good. Strength is also going to be good, as is agility. Agility is going to help her dodge. Strength is going to allow her to wear heavier armor later and make her do more damage in melee. Willpower obviously buffs up her faith-based abilities, which we don't have too many of yet, but I will get at some point, and toughness is just going to increase her damage-soaking potential. I'm actually going to give her some strength. I mean, it's terrible right now, so that's not what we need to be looking at, but it'll apply later. Alright. Skills? Oh yeah, you're going to be our lore warp person, which makes sense, because you're the navigator. But technically, to last, it also makes sense. Same with awareness. I feel like the three of us, there's a lot of overlap between these three characters. Which means I'm probably going to have to, and I can't ditch myself, so I'm probably going to have to remove one of them from the frequently used party. I will switch characters around. So don't worry, it's not like if I take somebody out of the party, once we get another character, that they're never coming back in. It's just, yeah, I want to kind of have an optimal party, and a party of people that somewhat agree with each other. And, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It will come down to a bit of personal preference as well, naturally. I'm going to give her more lore warp. So, more perception on you. Makes sense. Alright. And Pascal. So he's got that. What is this? He has passive learning? Skill here. It will not die. Okay, yeah, that makes sense for him. Intelligence. Skirmish protocols. While Pascal is under the effect of the Machine Spirit Communion, his melee attacks deal in addition... Okay, so... Machine Spirit Communion buffs him up in melee, so I want to use that right before getting into melee. Weapon analysis, more tech use, weapon skill, toughness, dismantling attack, which we got naturally, and some logic. Okay. Well, I'm going to give him more logic. He's going to be our logic guy, so... and I guess I'm going to give him more weapon skill. It wouldn't hurt to give him ballistic skill either, but right now... I want him to hit very reliably in melee combat. We'll have him hit in ranged combat as well. I do want him to do both. Okay, we have ourselves...
Rise to the top. Or
Stop.
get left in
Sin
the
hidden
dust.
in the heart, turn all to decay.
Another,
As the Emperor commands,
blind
I
bad
act.
woman. Jesus Christ. I mean, Emperor...
Doubt is for the weak.
something. Alright, problem solved. What have we here? Ancient Terra Monocle. The wearer's lore Imperium tests depend on fellowship instead of intelligence and gain a +3 bonus. Okay. Would be good if we had a fellowship heavy character. We do not, though.
I always keep my
I mean, mine
options
do,
open.
but my intelligence is also good, so that's not useful on me at the moment. Okay. Well, we'll head down that way. Another blind madman.
I always have a backup
Tech use
plan.
test. Mechanical door leads to the lower levels under the upper way. I wonder if that's going to connect to the other lower levels. We should check that. First, we'll check for loot. Seems like you have all these little terraces on the sides of buildings. This would be kind of a nice place for a hive world. You know, were it not for the horror of everything that has happened here.
Do you require an audience? If I may.
I mean, that's one way to deal with them. Okay, let's head downstairs
Always
and
keep
see
your
what's
eye on
down
the
here.
prize.
I don't know what we're gonna find, but I'm sure it's gonna be bad, judging from the rest of the cult business that we've encountered. And, you know, more lenses, all that type of fun stuff. Okay, have we been here? We have, actually. We have not explored all of it, though. I may as well just quickly have a look around. This is indeed another door. This was the battle with the lens. Okay. We have been down here.
Keep your wits about you.
Is there a way to get to whatever the hell this is? There must be. Yeah, there is. Tech use.
Operation successful.
So where does this lead? Just out. To the upper way. We don't need to go back to the upper way. Okay. So this could have just gotten us through.
Let us not dawdle.
What does this say?
It's just a temporary setback.
Apparently the party failed to figure out what this is. Nothing but a pile of shards remain on the sinister lens that the heretics used to burn out the eyes of devout cultists. Yeah. Close the relay? No, we don't need to do
I
that.
always keep my options open.
Let's get back to the upper way. We went the long way around, and we cleared out the short way around. Okay, up we go again.
I always have a backup
And
plan.
I guess we're just gonna walk up through the main square and hope there isn't a giant mob of heretics here. Oh look, there's a giant mob of heretics. Some 10 people, children among them, are huddled together in fear. You see that half of them have black holes where their eyes used to be. Some maintain a gloomy silence, others are wailing. Several armed insurgents are carefully watching over the terrified hostages, snapping every now and then at someone for shaking too much or crying too loudly. Yeah, sound like jerks. Elderly citizens. Come to your senses, Arild. Look at what you're doing to your own family. A woman of about 60, gray-haired but still strong, is kneeling before a stocky man with a thick, pure white beard. Stretching her arms towards him. Take pity upon us! Let us go!
Stop talking and embrace redemption. Our children have gained true sight, while you still believe the lie.
Upon seeing you, the man points his weapons at you. The other insurgents do the same.
Who are you and why are you here?
No, you tell me, who are you, and what are you doing to these unfortunates?
I'm the chief. My former name, Arild, is meaningless now. I am a father leading his family to deliverance from woes, to salvation. Aurora has opened my eyes to the truth, and my children will see it.
Arild, spare us! Spare your children! His mind and soul are pierced by shards of a colorful deception. Hues once twisted by despair and the Immaterium's influence can never be the same again. Pascal's vox hisses furiously. Layperson, cognition is not your primary function. You are saving your kin by holding them at gunpoint and believe that burning their eyes will grant them sight. It is evident that the author of the demagogic teaching that confused you meant to make a mockery of your deplorable intellect. Peasant. Deplorable intellect. Fucking Pascal spitting fire. Abelard's face turns a deep red. To cast your own children into the thrall of heresy. To drown your progeny in this filth with your own hands.
What are you trying to save them from? And who is behind all of this? At Aurora's behest. Aurora is a great prophet and a great warrior. Their face is shrouded, but their gaze pierces the veil of time and sees into the future. I always knew the governor's dogs were hiding the truth from us, and now the day has come. A prophet has come to wreak out Minoris and opened our eyes. The end of the world is coming, the final dawn. And only those who accept Aurora's truth will survive it.
Okay, now I am being led to remember a novel, a Black Library novel. If you guys have read this one, let me know in the comments. It's an old one called Execution Hour. And man, it's awesome. It's like a Battlefleet Gothic story, so it's a lot of naval combat, but basically there's this cult on this planet that is more or less preparing for the planet killer to come and destroy their world. And it's this level of insanity preparing for an apocalyptic event that makes me think of that. I doubt this is going to involve the planet killer and the Black Legion, because they're pretty set around the Eye of Terror. But, you know, there's other world-ending events and things all the time. Okay, I have an iconoclast thing. Or we can do logic. Or we can just kill the heretics. Or maybe we can get them to... I think I'm gonna go iconoclast. What you are doing is no salvation. Stop taking your fear out on the innocent. It will neither ease your suffering nor rid you of fear.
But all I wanted was to save.
The man drops his weapon and covers his face with his hands in desperation. You hear several short sobs.
There's no washing the blood from your hands, but you can at least let us go, Arild. The ones you haven't mutilated yet.
The old man gestures to the other insurgents, who lower their weapons. Then he shifts his gaze to you, trying to hold back tears. No, I will be iconoclast, but Chaos is a big no-no. Once it gets into your soul, it doesn't come back out. You're damned. I mean, it can, but for a weak-willed person, which this guy was definitely a weak-willed person to even let it in the first place, or to let it in at this point in the first place, there's no hope for them. Dogmatic. Your family will be taken care of. As for you, I condemn you to death. The old man's body falls to the ground. Whoops, maybe I should wait until we actually shoot him. Okay, I thought I was gonna shoot him, but apparently just blunt trauma to the... I don't know. Okay, the old man's body falls to the ground. As soon as the hostages see it, they start moving faster and soon disappear around the bend. So what about the rest of the heretics? Wait, I want to kill the rest of the heretics. Did we get dogmatic points for that? We did. We got 3 dogmatic points. Okay. So when you take one of these options...
This is intriguing.
Ooh, a bolt pistol. And 2 frag grenades. That ain't bad.
Does something trouble you?
I woke up with a feeling of...
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis
Oh, he
and
doesn't
weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Yeah. Okay, so no one can actually use the bolt pistol except for the Battle Sister. And, I'm gonna give it to the Battle Sister. We're gonna give her just a bolt pistol that she can work with, because that doesn't quite do the same damage, but it still has a burst attack. It's rate of fire 3, same as the bolt gun. I mean, if she runs out of ammo, which is less likely now because we have rapid reload, but in case it happens, we'll be ready. Frag grenades. Frag grenades, I think, are going to be better than these gas grenades. So let's make sure all of the characters that can equip them have them. I might even take one myself. I'll take a flame grenade, too. We have a bit of a multiple options here. Okay, so there is a explosive here that we will have Argenta deactivate.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Very good.
Let
Is
us
there
see
money
what
to be
I
made?
More
found.
as well. Where's the bomb? There it is.
Duty prevails.
And what have we here? Join up at your hive's nearest Astra Militarum Mobile Conscription Center. This looks like a dumpster. Is that like a
Keep your wits
hidden meaning
about
here?
you.
What about this? Survive. Success is measured in blood, yours and your enemies. Oh, it actually says that down here. That's really cool. And this? The cover was haphazardly assembled from whatever the rebels could find. Yeah, well, we actually were able to talk our way through that situation, which was unexpected. There's goods down there. I want them, whatever they are. They're a little out of the way.
Keep
It
your
might
eye on
involve some
prize.
proper loot. No, but it's a lot of other goods, so... That's going to presumably help us get good reputation with some of the factions that
I always keep my options open.
the guy mentioned. What have we here? We can't go any... I can't pan the camera any further that way, which is interesting. So I guess that's just as far as we go there. What about down here? Surely there must be something.
Let us not dawdle.
The goods in this stall are a stark contrast to the rest of the nearby shops. The jars are labeled all-purpose synth powder. Fills you up no matter what. Made in Necromunda's best factories. Okay, so you mean it's corpse starch rations? Basically? That looks like a body we can loot.
I always have a backup plan.
Or not. Okay. A dead end.
My warp site reveals something.
Yes, there we go. I knew there would be something down here. I mean, heretic trophies? Who are we going to be selling those to? Probably the Cold Trader group.
Keep
what
your
were they
wits
called?
about you.
The Kasbalika mission, I think. Cool name for a group of smugglers. I love names. I love it when a faction has a name that makes you ask the question of like, that is an odd name for such a faction. How did they get that? And then it's even cooler if there's some actually interesting lore behind it. So, I mean, the Disciples of Saint Drusus, like, that's pretty obvious why they're called that, because they're the Disciples of Saint Drusus. But the Kasbalika mission as smugglers, cold traders, as they're called in the 40K universe. I'm not sure if it's quite the same thing. I think cold traders are slightly different from smugglers, more stationary. They're the ones who move the goods, or they're the ones who, like, buy and sell the goods, so more like fences, I guess. Let's see what we have in here. Oh, we are back inside a generatorium by the looks of it. Oh, the high caliber shells for large the formidable shells for large caliber weapons are being stored right in the command center. Yeah, these are gigantic shells. These are shells for, like, ships, I think. Governor's bodyguard. Oh, he actually made it right to the governor. Interesting. Can we talk to them? Welcome to the Reichard Minoris Command Center. Alright. Oh, they had a little moat. That's kind of cool.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
What are all the enforcers and soldiers doing in this shelter? Why are they not in the streets fighting back against the enemies of humanity? Oh, that's Argenta saying that. Sorry, wrong voice.
I always keep my options open.
What have we here? Heavy chains are used to adjust the height of the command platform. Oh, cool. So it's like an entire thing that, we have Governor Medineh. I thought he had a different name. Oh.
Is there money to be made?
This? The cogitator looks a lot older and more worn than the ones next to it. However, it has evidently been well cared for. Numerous parts have been replaced, not a single key is jammed, and fresh seals with prayers to the Omnissiah adorn its surface. One of the side panels has been removed. Bundles of gold-notched cables run from inside to a small data crypt that was connected only a short while ago. Okay. The screen reads, awaiting access code. Let's not force access right now. That may be
Rise
bad.
to the top, or get left in the
Let's
dust.
talk to the governor. Anything the bodyguard says? Emperor protect you, your ladyship. Alright. The tall, dark-skinned man turns towards you and greets you in a curt military manner. Faisal Ricadi Ab Medina of Coronus, governor of this star system. Welcome to my temporary headquarters. Cool name. The man's gaze falls on Abelard, his eyes slightly narrow.
Where's Cyrene?
Oh. Abelard nods dryly.
Governor Medineh, my greetings.
The governor's expression changes drastically when he sees Cassia.
Lady Navigator, what an honor. I never thought that House Orselio would grace our world with a visit. I only wish I could have received you under different circumstances.
Cassia purses her lips, and an echo of grief knocks the wind out of those present.
House Orselio is grateful for the support that you have provided to Urac 5 these many years.
I'm not seeing the convoy I'd sent to meet you. What happened? Did they fail to find and escort you? If that is so, I promise you their punishment will be swift and severe. I'm not going to inquire about him and Abelard. I will ask Abelard. The convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only surviving soldier turned out to be a traitor and was personally executed by me.
That is an outrage. I will have the personnel vetting procedure changed immediately.
The slightest suspicion will be grounds for arrest.
Your ladyship, before we proceed with discussing the matters that are of interest to you, there is a question I feel compelled to ask.
It is only recently that Lady Theodora was the head of House von Valancius. I received no word of her demise.
How is it that you are now the rogue trader?
My esteemed predecessor died at the hands of cultists. May the Emperor incinerate their souls. The governor frowns and a deep shadow falls over his face.
Rogue trader, von Valancius, slain. Unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences, your ladyship. Do not hesitate to let me know if I might be of help.
Commerce. Hell yeah. I need a fresh crew to replace those killed in the attack on the ship, and I need material compensation. The governor bows his head in acceptance.
Of course, your ladyship. You will be compensated for any losses. And I'll see to it personally that your ship's holds are filled with the finest goods from my personal reserves.
Profit factor gain 2. Alright. Abelard nods in approval and remarks quietly.
Excellent, your ladyship. A rogue trader has no use for leniency.
No, not in this case. I don't trust him at all, as of yet.
I can offer you several thousand fine, obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until you've dealt with until we've dealt with the insurgency on the planet.
I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rabble will soon be duly punished for their heretical scheming. You know what? I'm gonna, I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Malgar. He and his soldiers valiantly defend the starport.
The sergeant who managed to impress a person of such noble standing will be recommended for decoration.
Not gonna reveal this. That would be a sign of weakness.
Heinrich von Kalox, an interrogator of the Most Holy Inquisition, is operating in your system. Do you know where he is? I do. Master von Kalox, has left for the hallowed electrodynamic Cenobium. It's an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed in the monastery's vicinity. But I suppose it's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I have already sent a small detachment of reinforcements there.
Okay.
The weapon the insurgents were using to shoot down shuttles over the city has been destroyed. Now nothing is preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master von Kalox, you should go to the Cenobium of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles... notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles from Pascal's box. Okay.
On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Hanuman, am officially initiating my participation in the operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and assure myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretic hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery gates against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained Magos should provide his
his assistance. I categorically object, the governor clenches his fist. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have on my hands a whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcibly recruited into the city's defense force. Medineh and Pascal glare at each other, their unyielding gazes like crossed swords. Oh. The Magos is part of my retinue. You have no right to give him orders. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that no. The governor's voice dies down in the low growl of a drilling mechadendrite. Its tip is directly... its tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. Medineh clears his throat and grumbles stubbornly. So, this is the negotiation technique you have resorted to? Do you think this is the first time I have been threatened with a weapon? So Pascal's basically using one of his machine tentacles to threaten him. In case that wasn't clear. If you don't know if you don't immediately remember what a mechadendrite is, that might be confusing. So, he is basically holding him at mechadendrite point.
No, but this could be your last.
Pascal's voice is akin to the sound produced by his drilling equipment, steady and calm, but ready to explode at a moment's notice with the crunching of bone and the squelching of tearing flesh.
I am heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear?
The governor mutters through gritted teeth.
Abundantly so, Magos.
It would be my pleasure to assist the Omnissiah's servant in reaching the sanctum.
Thank you for your cooperation, your ladyship.
The drill stops. Okay, so that's like a drill head that's in his mechadendrite. So he was basically going to give him a, what did you call the procedure? You know, where you drill into the skull to relieve a pressure headache? Except in this case, I don't think it's about relieving pressure headaches, but just about, you know, drilling into the skull.
As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magos Hanuman, officially undertake to accompany you in the Ricad system, in the role of bodyguard and to protect you at all costs until your life functions cease, but only within the limits of the Ricad system.
Does this mean you're only going to be a temporary companion? No, we gotta recruit him on the ship somehow. Or maybe we get a different one, I don't know. Seems like he'd be the one, though. I mean, we are leveling him up already. But, I don't know, they could throw us a bone and switch him out for another tech priest. He does have art, which only the companions and a very select few other characters have had art thus far, so, I don't know. I think something's gonna happen that's gonna make him join us permanently.
You're Hanuman. Glad you're alive.
The governor raises his eyebrow and stares at the tech priest in surprise, but refrains from further commentary.
I wish to know more about the monastery. The cenobium has been run by the Adeptus Mechanicus ever since the colony was founded. The sacred reactor guarded by its priests powers the entire planet. I can say no more. It is a forbidden place that even I have only been allowed to visit once before.
We're not shelling the monastery, obviously.
Pascal, what is so special about the cenobium and the relic? What is in there that has drawn the attention of an interrogator of the Inquisition?
I have never been there before, but I would presume that the sacred relic of the reactor is capable of great destruction should it end up in heretic hands. The fury of the freed machine spirits, once released from the sacred circuit, will destroy everything around them. The degree of damage inflicted may render the world of Ricad Minoris uninhabitable.
Yeah, that sounds kind of bad.
Heresy must be purged from those blessed halls. I declare any desecrator who defiles the relics power a Category 3 blasphemer deserving of immediate execution.
Good to know.
What has perplexed you about my companion's name?
The governor looks at Pascal with curiosity.
According to the reports we've received, Logis Abel Hanuman set off for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium a short while before it was stormed. I'm glad to find out that you're safe. Perhaps you possess information on Master von Kalox.
Oh, there's another Hanuman. Okay. Pascal's vox rasps in confusion.
My name is Pascal Hanuman, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. Okay. What do you know about this Abel, Governor? I've never met him in person. That esteemed Logis supervised the work of Rykard Minoris's Lex Mechanics for many years. However, he rarely left his cyber chapel, and I never had the honor of making his acquaintance, a true anchorite.
I love the titles. There was a time when I knew what they all meant, because they do all have meanings. These aren't just like random words that they're just using interchangeably. Lex Mechanics is a very specific function. It's one of the lower level tech priests. Logos, I believe, is a higher level, also a magos. So, like, the magi are the upper ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus. There's, like, different sub-rankings within the magi, and then there's different specializations within the magi. So you have, like, magi biologists, which are the ones that study organic stuff and organic grafting. You have, like, magi, or like a magos secutor, for example, is a purely combat-oriented tech priest. Specializing in hunting down and destroying the enemies of the Adeptus Mechanicus. So I think a Logos is a type of Magos, and probably one that has to do, guessing from the name, that it's probably more like theoretical type of work. Decoding machine spirits, understanding, you know, logic, right? It's in the name. But I don't know. And anchorite is, of course, just a real-world term for a more or less like a kind of a hermetic, a hermit priest. Or it can be used to describe a wandering priest. Alright. Why did you fly to the monastery? That seems suspicious. When a Logos of the Adeptus Mechanicus wants to go somewhere, we don't ask why, your ladyship. That's true. Where can I get more information on this individual? I would have suggested that you inspect the esteemed Logos' sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. We recovered several data crypts and connected them to the cogitators at the command post. They might provide you with some information. It is amazing that a mechanical voice from a Vox can sound so confused. That name might have been used as a signal intelligible only to its intended recipient. In that case, its bearer might be Archmagos Amarnath, initiating an investigation and data collection procedure. Amarnath, cool name. Archmagos are like Magoses that are higher than regular Magoses. You're generally going to have like one Archmagos in an entire star system. If that, even. I think that they might even be like sector-wide leaders. Though, ooh. What is above an Archmagos? If you guys know the answers, like if I'm posing these questions and you happen to know the answers, feel free to write them in the comments. I know, like, the leader of the Adeptus Mechanicum, which is the older version of the Adeptus Mechanicus, was called the Fabricator General, but I don't know if that name still stands. Anyways, Idira tenses up and listens, then turns around sharply to face Pascal. I can hear my friend's snide whispers through the door. Be careful on your search, Magos. If you stare into a shattered mirror for too long, you might see yourself in it, in every shard at once. Mending it is that much more of a tainted affair then. The new reflection is death-like. What the fuck does that mean? Is he a clone? Hanuman? Or that is this another Hanuman? Or like the person that they were talking about? Is that another Hanuman? And that Hanuman happened to be, or these two are like clones? That'd be interesting. I don't know. Glad to be of service, your ladyship. Are you so confident that you will crush the insurrection soon? My own impression has been the exact opposite. Is that so? The governor retains his composure. I'd like to hear your reasoning. The insurgency is headed by a certain Aurora, a prophet who, according to their followers, possesses mystical powers. The rebels' usual superstitions. I'm sure this Aurora is a charlatan muttering some doggerel, which their dim followers think to be magic spells. This does, of course, warrant their eventual burning in the furnace of penitence, but it does not point to there being anything special about this insurgency. Oh, you don't know, pal.
The insurgents also talk of a final dawn, the impending demise of the world. Yet another superstition. Surely you don't expect me to believe in it. They managed to steal a Voxcaster. They have been listening to your people's communications. It's not much, but it is something. I will order an audit of our equipment and see that our communication channels are more closely monitored going forward. However, it was only an accidental success of an otherwise disorganized mob of heretics who have no understanding of the art of war. The insurgents are using the arch-enemy's artifacts, enchanted lenses to perform unholy sorcery. I've heard about these lenses. What makes you think they're enchanted? Any fool can light a fire with a magnifying glass. That's no sorcery. Bruh. Like, it resurrected a dude. They summoned horrors. You ought to leave your bunker more often, Governor Medineh. I have only recently arrived in this system, and I already know much more about the uprising than you do. Governor Medineh hesitates before answering, his face slowly turning purple with anger. Your ladyship, he grits out through his teeth. I know who you are. I have heard of your exploits, and I will not allow a stranger, let alone another rogue traitor, to speak to me in such a manner and make demands of a subject of his lordship Caligos Winterscale. He takes a breath and continues in a calmer tone. The matter is closed. Let us speak no more of it. Very well. He's not helping.
Let us not dawdle.
Incompetent. Incompetent, if not outright a problem. Alright, let's break into the system. Force access to the cogitator. You've bypassed the security layers. The cogitator is ready to reveal its secrets. Pascal leans forward to run his fingers over the keys. The cogitator's screen blinks and responds with strings of unknown characters.
I appeal to the machine spirit to open Logos Abel's personal archives as well. It has accepted my request.
Go to Logos's private archives, result of the Logos Abel's data trance.
I cannot see the secret design, but I can sense it. Shackled in stasis. The minds of the initiated are slumbering in the neural harness of their vows. I am registering an impulse of change. I surmise a potential influence upon the stasis of the secret design. There came a time when the spiral was turned into a circle, but the cycle can be discontinued.
Don't like some of the word choices you got here, pal. Change, spiral, secret design, initiated. Sounds pretty culty. Zinchian culty, to be specific.
The revelation granted by the Omnissiah to Logos Abel in the course of his data meditation has been recorded verbatim. Logos Abel is seeking an audience with the Venerable Dar Impulse 6, who may assist in interpreting the revelation. A request has been sent to the Governor's Palace for a shuttle flight to the electrodynamic Cenobium. A message has also been sent to the Furibundus system.
Okay, maybe that's a place we need to check out.
The cycle can be continued. I recognize the words.
The voice from the Vox is soft and pensive, barely audible over the static noise.
I believe I know the intended recipient of the message in the Furibundus system. It was me, Omnissiah. Grant me the wisdom to fathom this mystery.
Go to Sacred Computation 782M5.
Upon Logos Abel's orders, the archives of every augur station on Rykad Manoris and the two primary satellites of Rykad's star have been queried. Said satellites are named Magos Maruf and Zafira the Keen, after two great champions of faith whose external cogitators were placed inside the satellite's cores after their shells perished. The purpose of the sacred computation requested by the Logos is to uncover the external influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Okay, that's pretty cool though. So Magos Maruf and Zafira the Keen, two Magi, so high-ranking tech priests. They're augmented computer units. Basically, their machine brains have been placed inside these satellites to sort of make them immortal after their physical bodies died. Very cool. Computation result positive. Multiple instances of interference and malfunction detected, suggesting that the ships moving across the system deliberately blinded the Sacred Augur's eyes. Okay, we need to check out that ship. The first of those ships is thought to have arrived 2 Rykard Minoris cycles ago, early in the winter. The most recent one arrived a month ago. Could that be ours? No, because there's a ship that came down onto the planet that we need to find. And there's one up in space right now. Probably not ours. Logus Abel's conclusion. The insurrection on the planet has been long in the making, with the participation of external actors. It is alleged that 2 cycles ago, Aurora arrived in the Rykard system, the rumored unholy prophet of the insurgents. The subsequent ship movements can be attributed to weapons deliveries. But what is the nature of their activity near Rakadi Philia? Governor Medineh's attention must be drawn to... The final entry cuts off abruptly. Yeah, what was the nature of their activity near Rakadi Philia? I think we found out that. Ugh. Go to recent observations. The satellite Magos Maruf reports that the ship's signal has been broadcast throughout the system. Its signature is consistent with the records of the flagship of a rogue trader dynasty, House von Valancius. Okay, so that's the second ship? No, recent observations. I don't know if that means the second ship to arrive or the first. If it is the second ship, then obviously that's us, and the first ship is that one that we can investigate later. Go to be investigated. The entry contains planet-side coordinates marked as Heavy Auger Station jamming, possibly a hidden insurgent base. Awesome. That's another place we need to check out. And we're going to level up. But I will be doing all of that in the next episode. This has gone on for long enough, I think, and I got some other work I need to do. So, alas, I must conclude this episode. Do drop this episode a like if you have enjoyed it, and of course I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you to everybody that has been watching so far and leaving comments. This series has been awesome. I fucking love this game, and it's going to continue on. Alright everyone, Ash Heritor out.